feel like I struggle with it a little more than some other parents, and it actually
you trying to make me, I wanna leave and you're making, I try to see the one I need to love.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If it's not your first time here, if it is your first time, my name is Linda Tina. Do consider subscribing and turning on that notification bell so that you can be informed when I bring out new content. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my life as a working mom. Just a disclaimer, I am talking about my personal life, like my individual experiences. So I'm not speaking for all working moms, but some of you here and there may relate. I'll try and break down this video into different sections just so that it's not all over the place. And I also want to put it out there that I've been very lucky to have a supportive partner, and also my husband is hands-on with the kids and with the house chores, so he helps quite a lot. Also, I have in-laws, so my husband's parents, who are always available to pick the kids when we're not available, and keep them when we have to be at work. So that has been very helpful. Everyone's situation is different, So how have I managed, and what keeps me going? How am I not giving up yet as a full-time working mom? I work in hospitality, so I do shifts. I have morning shifts that go till the afternoon, and then I have the evening shifts that go till the late evenings. It's hard, it's exhausting, but then it's also very fulfilling. That's how I would describe my life as a full-time working mom. How I manage to keep pushing on is, one, I've got a lot of energy. I can be a lazy bum, especially in the mornings. I'm not a morning person, and that's a pro that comes with having shifts. So when I'm doing the evening shifts, at least I have the whole morning to kind of get my energy up, and then by the afternoon, by midday, I'm good to go. So I have a lot of energy, and that's one of the reasons why I manage. The other reason is my commitment. To be able to be a full-time mom, you need to be committed to what you're doing, Otherwise, you're gonna have a day where the kids are probably sick and not feeling well, and things are not going well at work, and you just want to throw in the towel. But if you're committed, you won't do that. You'll just go through the day and kind of carry on till the next day. And then the other thing is, I love my job. I love my job. And that is one thing. If you're going to be a working mom, obviously, if you're doing it on top, first, because you need to make ends meet, you need the money, it's different. You may not have a choice. But one of the reasons why I do the job that I do is because I actually really love it. I love people. I like working with people. I like solving problems. So I love my job. And so that makes it a bit easier, It makes it easier because when I'm at work, I'm actually having fun. I am also able to disconnect myself from work and just pay attention to my family when it's family time, and then disconnect myself from the family roles to my work when I'm at work. I'm able to kind of separate the two. I'm also good at multitasking, which my doctor thinks is messing up with my memory because I have a rubbish memory, and she told me, you need to stop multitasking, just do one thing at a time. But anyway, that's just who I am. Now I want to talk about tips on managing having a full-time job and having kids and a family to also take care of. I'll tell you things that have worked for me personally. One, be organized. So have schedules, have a planner. I don't know if you do it the traditional way like me. I write everything down like in pen and paper. I have a journal, I have a planner where I write the things I need to do for the week, the things I need to do for the month. And then obviously not to forget the appointments and the meetings. I have reminders that always ring a few hours before before, a few minutes before, because when you're working full time, you're going to forget even the kids, I don't know, sports game, or you're going to forget little things that would come naturally for you when you don't have anything else to think about and you're just thinking about the family. So have a planner and be organized. If you're not organized, you just can't make it. You're gonna go crazy. Accept help. Now, I was the kind of person who likes to do things myself because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. When people do things for me, I like to delegate a lot. But then again, when people do things for me, I feel like I have to retouch them, or I'm not sure if they're doing them right. But then when you are in this kind of situation, you need to accept help. So if another mom is going to help you pick the kids and play with them at the park for those 30 minutes before you get there, if there is a delay, just call someone and say, hey, can you just help me stay with the kids for 15 minutes? I'll be there. Accept help. Before, I was a bit hard on myself and I wanted to do it all. And that brings me to the next tip. You can't do it all. You just can't do it all. You're not Superwoman.
Well, we are superwomen.
But then again, you don't have superpowers to be in many places at the same time or to do things in the hours that you have in the day. So if you're not able to, I don't know, clean up on that Saturday, well, you're going to have to do it either during the week or the next Saturday. If you're not able to finish ironing all the clothes in the time that you had planned to do it, fine. Fold up the ones that you haven't been able to iron and iron them next time, or not iron them at all. So you can't do it all. And that was something that I had to really work on, and I still struggle with sometimes. I need to understand that some things are not going to be possible. They just won't be possible because you have a full-time job, and then you're also a full-time mother, because I mean the motherhood doesn't go away. So you need to do that. The other tip is create time for yourself. Now, I'll tell you why this is very, very important. If you are tired and exhausted and you just need a rest, but you keep going and going, one, you're going to be bitter. Two, you're not going to be able to do things the best way you could have done them if you had just given yourself a few minutes of rest, rejuvenate, and then start again. So it's very important because many times we forget to actually take care of ourselves because we're taking care of others, we're taking care of our families, we're taking care of our kids. But if you're not okay, you can't give what you don't have. So you need to be okay to be able to take care of the rest. So make sure you have time for yourself. Now, I'll also share with you my struggles being a full-time working mom. I'm not going to try and make it look like it's also blissful, you know. And if you know me personally, you know that motherhood is a very sensitive topic for me. And one being my first struggle, I suffer mommy guilt. I think every mother suffers this. But I feel like I struggle with it a little more than some other parents. And it actually makes me very, very emotional because just to give you a background story, I'm an African mom, obviously raising my kids between two cultures. We live in Italy. My kids are half Italian. So I kind of needed to adapt the way I grew up and the way I know motherhood to the environment, to where I live, you know. I did not let the culture influence me so much. I kind of do things the best way I know how, the way my mom did things, if I can put it that way. But then obviously the culture and the community in which you live will have some influence on how you do things, which some things have been very fantastic, very great. But there are times I've felt like, am I doing it right? Am I giving enough? Am I being mother enough, you know? And when you are a full-time working mom, that guilt kind of lives with you because you picture the things you could have done with your child if you weren't working. And because I've also been a stay-at-home mom, I was a stay-at-home mom for 3 years with my first son until he went to kindergarten, also with my daughter until she went to kindergarten. I started working when she turned 2. And I'm not a very clingy mom. I'm not one of those moms that suffer that whole attachment thing. No, I'm a very easy mom, if I can put it that way. But the guilt eats you so bad, and I've been struggling with that. But then in recent months, or let me say weeks, it has actually gotten better, because I realized that most of the mom guilt that we have as mothers is actually from the external influence and not exactly what we are doing as moms. So as a mom, whichever way you choose to raise your kids, you are doing it the best way you know how. And this is different for every mother. But then people are going to try and make you believe that you should be doing things a certain way. You should be more available. You should be more, I don't know, more playful with your kids, or you should be more strict with the diet of your kids. Your kids should look a certain way. They should dress a certain way. I don't know. It can be anything, even from fellow mothers. There's always, for example, this discussion about the working moms and the stay-at-home moms. Who is the better mom? There's no such thing as a better mom, because I think every mother, every normal mother, once you carry that child in your stomach for 9 months, you want the best for them. You may not know how you're going to do it, or you may not be doing it by the books, but you are doing it the best way you know how. So that was just a little slice of my struggle as a working mom. But the mom guilt is something that I have struggled with even before I became a working mom. It just became worse when I actually started working, because then if there is a kids party, I probably can't be there. If maybe there is a kids meeting, I can't be there, and I need to ask someone else, oh, so what happened? What did they say? And it's a bit of a sensitive topic for me, so don't mind me getting a little bit emotional. So the other thing that I struggle with is the fatigue. Oh my God, there are times you're going to be so tired, really tired, and the kids want to play, or you have to finish some homework, or you simply want to spend some time with them when you come back from work, or you need to be with them at the park, but you just can't. Like, you can't take it anymore. There are times I've dozed off on the couch, like literally I'm on the couch, and I find myself sleeping, or I take the kids to bed, read them a story, and instead of, just read them the story, leave the room, go and just finish up everything and go to bed as well, I just doze off there till the morning. So that has been another struggle for me. And then I think I'm the kind of person who needs my rest, especially my morning sleep. So having to do a late shift and then wake up in the morning and kind of be there for breakfast time with the kids, I suffer fatigue. But then now, looking on the bright side of things, I want to also tell you the satisfaction that I get from being a full-time working mom. First, I like the financial independence it gives me. So I'm lucky that I don't really need to work. We can survive on one salary, but then it helps to have that extra income. It really helps. There are things that I don't bother my husband with anymore, that he really doesn't have to think about, and I feel good about that. It gives me some financial independence. And then it's also nice that if, for example, you buy a gift for your husband, it's not coming from his money, which finally becomes your money because it's now on your account, or that shared account, depends on how you run finances in your home. But then when you actually buy something or buy a gift, it's actually your money that you're using to do that. So I don't know, there's a satisfaction as financial independence that comes with that. They're just some little things that you really wouldn't have to bother your partner to do. To do. And then also I take some trips on my own with my girlfriends, and I don't have to put that in the family budget. So it helps to have that financial independence and reduce the burden on my partner. The other thing would be a hard thing to believe, but I actually manage my time better when I'm working than when I was a full-time stay-at-home mom. It's crazy, but to think about it, I didn't have any schedules, because I knew I'm going to be at home the next day and the next day and the other day and the next week and the other week, when I was a full-time working mom, I mean. But now that I'm full-time working, I know that my time at home is limited, and so I have to make every minute count. And that includes even time with the kids. If I know I'm going to be with the kids in the afternoon, in the morning, on the weekends, anytime. I won't put in that much effort to spend time with them. It will just be natural, obviously. But then when you know that your time is limited, you're going to make sure you create time to do things with them, because you don't know if you'll be able to do it with them the next day and the next week. So I actually manage my time better, both my personal time but also my time with the family and the kid. We schedule trips and things we need to do, and we kind of make a conscious decision to spend time together, which I think is great. And then the last thing to close off this video as well is that I feel like what I'm doing with my life right now is also a lesson for my daughter. And we all have different lessons that we want to teach our kids. We all have different journeys that we are hoping for our kids. So the journey that I might want for my child may not be the same journey that another parent wants for their child, which is totally fine. But for me, I feel like being able to keep it together as a full-time working mom and also keep the family together is an example to my daughter, especially, also my son, but to my daughter especially, that you don't have to put your life on hold just because you became a mother. You don't have to sacrifice who you are as an individual just because you became a mother. I want her to know that, well, you can be a mother, a present mother, and a good mother. And then you can also be a career woman. You can also go out and explore your passions. I don't know, and do things that don't necessarily involve the kids and the husband and the home, but things that mean something to you as an individual. So every time that I do what I do, I also think about my daughter. I think about myself, but I also think about my daughter and the example I want to give her and the footsteps I want her to follow. And I know that this makes an impact because I look up to my mom. And many of the things we do, whether we like it or not, are from our parents, are from the parenting that we got. And when I look at my mom and I see a strong woman who has beaten all the odds, I want my daughter to look at me like that, And I'm not saying that parents who are not working moms can't have their daughters look at them in a positive or a strong woman kind of way, whatever it is that you want to call it. They will derive different examples from their parents depending on their situations. But for me, this is my story and the story that I want to tell my daughter. I don't know if that made sense. I feel like I kept rambling and rambling. But anyway, yeah, so the video went a bit personal and emotional, which is fine. I'm here to be authentic and real for you guys who are my loyal subscribers, but also people who are new to my channel. So thanks for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, do remember to subscribe. You can also follow me on my Instagram. If you haven't met my kids yet, I post them on there sometimes. And see you in my next video. Bye bye.